Welcome to my channel, everyone. In this video we are going to talk about SUI, Avalanche, HBAR and Dogecoin. Things remain exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. And if you also want to start trading with cheap fees, then I can recommend you the crypto exchange mexc. So more than 100 tokens are tradable without any kind of fees, and those coins are going to rotate in the future. So in this cycle we have SUI, for example, Cardano, Avalanche, ARB, ONDO, Litecoin, Polkadot. So those coins are tradable without any kind of fees. The other coins which are not on the list, you have to pay low taker fees for that. But if you want to get them cheaper as well, then you can use my referral link, which you can find in the video description, to save 20%. So let's talk about SUI. So for SUI, we have broken a bullish chart pattern to the upside. So basically in orange, you can see a falling wedge, which already broke to the upside. On the other hand, we have a bearish chart pattern. This one right here. So I can also draw it like this. So basically this here is also a rising wedge, which is a bearish chart pattern. But in my opinion, like, I'm already into a SUI long trade. Why that? Because the overall market performance, we broke so many patterns to the upside, and I wasn't able to trade them because they broke out in the middle of the night between 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. and at my time I was sleeping there. So I missed every single breakout for the coins which happened between 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. But SUI did its breakout at 9 a.m. my time. And here I didn't wait for a retest or any kind of, I don't know, like this, where we need several hours over it, get a retest, and then the follow through. So basically I just took the candle close as a long entry because the whole market told me all the coins are going to get higher prices. So I just tried my luck with the stop loss lower than the orange trend line. It looks good to me for now. We have to break the $3.52 to the upside. If we break this price mark to the upside, then I would actually say we are going to invalidate the bearish chart pattern. I can double up my position size there. I can also double up my position size once we break the $3.60 to the upside. Now I have to adjust the target of the falling wedge in orange. And you can see the target is going to be $4 for SUI. So basically here is a nice trade possible in my opinion without doubling up to 15%. I would even say the price mark of $3.88 is going to get interesting because there we have a huge resistance. But it's also 11.5% away. So basically here are good gains possible. It's not going to happen. Those kind of pushes most likely don't happen within a few hours, so it can take days until we get there. But overall, looks good to me. Stop loss, break even. So basically I can't lose any kind of money. I can only win. And it looks also very good. I would say if we break the $3.40 to the downside, then it's actually looking a bit worse. We still have our support box between $3.30 to $3.33, where we can land there and get another bounce. But I would even say the possibility of selling off is far more higher once we break the $3.40 to the downside. And since I'm already in the trade, and it might even take a couple of hours until we break this to the downside if we decide to be bearish, then I can get out of the trade a bit earlier instead of letting it run to break even. So basically it doesn't matter what is going to happen. SUI is going to be a profitable trade. The question is how much profit is possible with SUI. So what about Avalanche? So for Avalanche we have set $24.14. If they break to the downside, negative. If the $25.10 breaks to the upside, positive. We are in the breakout. The thing is, for Avalanche, I'm not in a long trade right now. Why that? Because we didn't get a candle close to the $25.12. The candle closed at $25.36. And now we get another green candle. So to get me into an Avalanche long trade, I would like to wait for the retest. Then I'm going to get into a long position for this kind of push. And I think that $26.91 is going to get the target. I think with a very high chance, and there I'm very confident that we are going to see it so far. I have drew something here, I think in the past week. So basically so far we got the first step of it, so the breakout. Now we are waiting for the retest, $25.12. Then it's long to me, $26.90. If we also break the $26.90 to the upside, then I see a nice push for Avalanche, even up to $30.30. So let's talk about the next coin, HBAR. HBAR looks good to me, even though we didn't break to the upside. Yeah, we also have said here is a bear flag. This one here is a bear flag. So it doesn't matter what happens within that bear flag, as long as we don't break the 21.07 cents to the downside, it's not bearish. And as long as we don't break the 22.445 cents to the upside, it's not going to be bullish. So why do I think that? A bear flag has to break to the downside to get activated. On the other hand, it also looks like a rectangle where we have, for example, here a double top pattern, triple top pattern, but on the other hand, double bottom pattern, triple bottom pattern. So if we get this kind of price movement, this is a rectangle, so basically a box where the price goes sideways. If we break the 22.445 to the upside, like this, then the bear flag is going to get invalidated and we can go for higher prices, most likely 23.77 cents. And this is going to be the breakout of a falling wedge in bright blue. Target afterwards is going to be 29.5 cents, but I think the 27.6 cents is going to get more interesting to take profits. Also another resistance box, 25.4 cents to 25.8 cents. If we break it to the upside, then I would increase my position size here as well. That's why I will make those trendline greens. Green. So basically here are good trades possible in my opinion. But HBAR didn't break to the upside yet. We have to wait a bit longer. It looks so far good that we have some price movement to the upside. Yeah, we didn't close the candle yet. It can take a few hours until we get this kind of setup, but the first sign of being bullish is there, and the overall market performance, like I said, looks very good for crypto. If we now look over Dogecoin, then we have said 22.6 cents breaks. If it breaks to the upside and we get our retest, it can be long. Only issue, here was a huge fair value gap. Now the fair value gap is far away from us. So basically, I don't think that we are going to see the fair value gap in the near future. I expect first the push. With the breakout and retest of the falling wedge which we got, inclusively a follow through, 23.9 to 24.2 is going to be the target for Dogecoin from this falling wedge. If we also break the 24.2 cents to the upside, then I think it's going to get very interesting because the next target is going to be 26 cents. Why that? We don't have any kind of resistance over us once we break the 24.2 cents to the upside. So, if I'm not in a Dogecoin long trade, then I have two options. The first one is waiting for the 24.2 cents breaking to the upside. The second option is getting a retest of the old falling wedge which broke to the upside. Here's an interesting price mark, 22.9 cents. If we get there, I would jump into a Dogecoin long position with a stop loss lower than the support which we have at the price mark of 22.6 cents. Once we break it to the downside, it looks negative to me. And this scenario, which I have drew here a few days back, can happen with a very high chance. So, all in all, cryptos are looking very interesting, very positive in my opinion. We got after a stage where we went sideways, finally to a breakout, where we also can see some impulsive push to the upside. So I expect higher prices for all the cryptos. We just have to keep in mind that this push can just be liquidating all the short positions out of the market, getting more long positions into the market, just to liquidate the long positions on a later time to get a new lower low. So I don't actually want to say that this scenario got invalidated. This is still active and this counts for every single coin. Still, I can long trade it with leverage into our areas where the price should go. And then I actually want to take some profits, means I de-risk by taking out my money out of the market to watch if we are going to sell off or if we are going to break up even more. If we break up even more, then I can put the money back into the market. And yeah, this is the kind of risk management which I'm doing for this kind of market stage for the next few days probably. So I hope that I gave you some valuable information and we see each other in the Render, Tau, Kaspa and ONDO update.